Good day. I'm Menachem Avichael for Trust in HaShem. Today we are going to be covering in the fourth book, the book of Bemidbar, the book of Numbers, the very first Parsha. It starts out by talking about the tent of meeting. The tent of meeting is erected on the first day of the second month. Now, from this moment on, in the Torah, whenever the tent of meeting is being mentioned, after it is erected, at that point, Mount Sinai is no longer used. Instead, it's in the wilderness of Sinai within the tent of meeting. Mount Sinai is now where they received the Torah. However, it is in the past. Now the tent of meeting will become the focal point for the Jewish people, for Am Yisrael, the nation of Israel. Well, the first thing that's done after mentioning the tent of meeting is the census. That goes on for quite a while, talking about all the different tribes, that names the heads of the tribes, their families, how many people are in the tribe. And then by the time we get to, that's like the first two chapters does that for the most part. And then we go to chapter 3, and the very first verse, it starts talking about Aaron and his descendants. Aharon, Aaron, and his 4 sons, of which Nadav and Avihu are 2 of them. But Nadav and Avihu bring a alien fire into the temple, into the service, and because of that, Hashem burns them up with a flame. They die instantly. They leave no children. So that tells us right there, if they leave no children at all, that means that Aaron and his other 2 sons, and then later Pinchas, all the Cohens, all of them that are in existence, are all descendant from Aaron, the other 2 sons, or Pinchas. Pinchas being the Cohen Gadol, comes from Pinchas. So, today is an interesting day. Today, right, is going to be the celebration of of Israel's Independence Day. It was they actually declared it on the 14th, and the 15th is the day that's celebrated for it. Now, it's interesting. The reason I bring this up, actually, is, here, wait a second. Maybe you want to see an artist's rendition of the copy of the Declaration of Independence of Israel. This is an artist's rendition of the Declaration of Independence of Israel. A good friend of mine actually won that. He was 14, I think, or just under 14 when he wrote it, and he won the contest, and they gave him that as a gift for winning the contest. The name of the contest was Why Israel Should Live. He actually, to tell you the truth, I know this guy really well. He actually skipped the day that you were supposed to write the essay because he just didn't like to write down that kind of stuff. So he skipped that day. He came in the next day. The principal of the school, the Hebrew school, took him, put him in a closet, turned the light on in the closet, and told him, here, just write anything. Even if all you write is Israel should live, fine. And then he closed the door. Anyway, 27 pages later, he said he was done writing. So that was that story. But the reason I'm bringing it up, actually, is because not too long ago, actually I brought it up in my Trust in HaShem Fake News, where I talked about how a IDF soldier had a Mashiach patch on his shoulder, and a commanding general took it off, right? And now he's been thrown in jail for 30 days for wearing that patch. Now, the reason I actually bring up this soldier is because in Israel's Declaration of Independence, it actually uses the word as the purpose of this so-called state of Israel to be the redemption of Israel. Now, last I heard, the Mashiach is part of the redemption of Israel. I don't know. It seems to me like there's a lot of self-hating Jews in Israel running the country. They need to get with the program. The program is laid out in the Torah. In fact, Maimonides, the Rambam, a little over 800 years ago, wrote 14 fundamentals. One of them is that you're supposed to always, every day, want to have the Mashiach come. Sounds to me like that soldier was doing exactly what he's supposed to do. The Rambam says if you don't do one of these 14, you're a heretic. You're going against the entire foundation of what the Torah is supposed to stand for. Now, truthfully, I blame Bibi and the Knesset also, very strongly. They are the power of the country, whether they like it or not. They can pass laws to make whatever they want to be the law in the country, and they're sitting there. What are they doing? Just collecting their money and make sure they get their little piece of the little pie that's being split up. Disgraceful. Self-hating Jews is what they are. It's time that they start representing the people and stop this nonsense from going on. It's just my opinion. I'm Menachem Avichael for Trust in Hashem. Have a good day. Shabbat Shalom.